Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this card. I'm going to change it very slightly in as much as I'm going to do a little bit of extra stamping. Instead of just doing around the edges here, I'm also going to take it a little bit higher. I don't like that plain area there. After I finish making the video, I'm going to stamp over that, but I'll get the video made first just in case I spoil my card. So to start off with, I'll show you the card pieces that I'm going to be using. I'm changing the colour scheme and I'm going to use Lost Lagoon. On the 31st of May, the 2014-2016 in colours will be retiring, and those colours are Hello Honey, Lost Lagoon, Blackberry Bliss, Mossy Meadows, which is this one, and also Tangela Twist. So I'm using the last of my cardstock up. There will be 4 new colours out, so looking forward to that. Right, to start with then, the card pieces we're going to need. The card base is Whisper White, 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4, scored and folded at 4 1/8. In metric, that's 21 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres, scored and folded at 10.5. There's a piece of Lost Lagoon, and that measures 4 inches by 5 5/8 inches, or 10.25 by 14.25 centimetres. A top piece of Whisper White, which measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/2 inches, or 10 by 14 centimetres. Now these 3 little strips I have, these are just little offcuts that I've had. When I cut my paper to size, I keep all these little bits. I have measured them and they are, I mean, as you can see, slightly different, but the one I measured was 3/16 of an inch wide, but any really narrow piece, because that's what I'm going to be doing with them. I have 3, I might only use 2, not sure yet, but whatever width that is, it's got to be by 3 7/8 inches, and in metric that's 0.4 centimetres for the width by 10 centimetres for the length. The width isn't that crucial really, just as long as they're really slim strips. You will also need some scraps of Whisper White for the flowers, and also some Mossy Meadow for the leaves. Right, so as always I'm going to use my Big Shot first, and I am going to cut the leaf which comes from the Botanical Builders framelits. I haven't actually brought the packet over, but not to worry. So what I'm going to use with my Big Shot is I'm using my main multi-purpose cutting platform, multi-purpose platform, and I'm using my precision base plate. And my Whisper Green. I've got a smaller piece over there, let's use that. So I'm going to put my die on there, and I'm going to run this through 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I'm going to use our Sizzix Big Shot, can't think what we call it, but it helps remove all the bits from, in fact that's just fallen out, look at that. That's how good this is. In fact, I'm not going to really need that, am I? I'll do it just a little bit, just to get it moving slightly, but this is obviously going to pop out quite easily by itself. It's only the fact that it's got, you know, lots of thin bits that it just clings to itself, but otherwise you see that came out really quite easily. Right, I've already done the other two here ahead of time. Okay, so I've got my 3 leaves there. So I can move this, we don't need this now. And next I'm going to do stamping. So I need that, and I need some Whisper White. Let me just put that somewhere safe so I don't lose it. Right, I am going to do my flowers in Lost Lagoon, and I need 3 of those, and these are from the flower shop. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do 3 of these and 3 of these. I've already done 2 of each just to save a bit of time. In fact, I think this is probably going to be enough. So let's do one of the solid flowers first. We're going to be punching these out using the Pansy punch. If you haven't seen me use this before, this flower will only fit into the punch one way. So once you've worked out which is the petal you need at the bottom, on the reverse put an arrow pointing down so that you know that that's the one that's got to go down to the bottom of your paper. There is an arrow there, trust me, it's just that I use this set so much. I think it's one of the most useful stamp sets we have. Okay, so I do that one, and I'm going to do one of these, and the arrow. Okay, so my arrow's down here again. And I'm going to punch those out. In fact, I've just had a slight idea about this. Right, first of all, I do this one. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Now this one is this one here, this little one. And what I did, I actually punched it out first, but I'm going to see if I can punch it out while it's still here. Yes, I can. Okay, so all I did was I lined that little flower, the little daisy thing, up into the centre, and then I just punched it out. In fact, it's a lot easier doing it like this rather than punching it out first. If you punch it out first, you have to turn it until you find a way that it will fit in so that you can't see any of these punch marks. But this is a lot easier. You can just go for it. There we go. So, and you just get left with that. I haven't been able to think of anything to do with that, so I think that's rubbish. But there we go. That's what that little flower looks like. It's cute, isn't it? So what I've done is with these, to get these ready, I have a pencil here somewhere. In fact, let me just close this up. I'm just going to curl my petals round. I have these other ones here. So with this one, what I do is just pop it into the palm of my hand, the rounded end of the paper piercer, pop it in and then push it down. If you like, you can use your piercing mat for that rather than pushing down onto the palm of your hand. So those bits are ready. Now let's just put my flowers in there as well. I just like to prepare everything first So I'm just going to put some Tombow on the centre of my flowers. That's coming out at a snail's pace. Let's see if we can speed that up a bit. Yes, that's better. And that was probably enough there, but we make sure it's definitely enough. And my tweezers. So just pop that in there. That one. And that. And I'll just give that a little press down with my pencil just to make sure it is going to adhere properly. So while that glue is drying, it can go over there. And then I'm going to bring in this piece. This is my top white layer, and I'm going to be using Smoky Slate ink, and the stamp set I'm using is Timeless Textures, this one, and the stamps I'm using are this one and this one here. So that's this one and this one. So first of all, I'm going to use this, and what I did with this, I stamped it off before I put it onto here, and I just went around the outside. I didn't worry about it getting over the top, and I'm not worrying that I've pressed too hard and got that mark there. I'm just going all the way around the outside. I've missed the top bit there, so I'm going to go back and redo that. Not that you can see that. Let me see if I can. That's better. Okay, that one's a little bit light. I'll give that one a bit more. Okay, so that's fine. Do I want to do another one here? No, to start off with, I'm just going to use this one for the extra area that I'm doing. If I don't think that that looks nice once it's on its own, then I might go back with that one before I put my card together. Now this one I don't stamp off. I just keep my stamp at an angle and just stamp all the way round. There is absolutely no right or wrong with this at all. When I was doing this, I just knew that I wanted a frame. I don't know how much of a frame I'm doing, but I know that it's enough. If by the time I get to the end I think I could do with a bit more there, I would just go back and do a little bit more. Okay, so that's alright. Now, say this is the bottom bit. What I need is to have some extra here. So I think that would probably be enough. So if my flowers are going to be coming on here somewhere, I think I'll just do one little one in there. I think I'll stamp it off first so it doesn't come in too dark. Yes, that's fine. That would do lovely. And I'm not going to go over with that other one either. It can stay as it is. In fact, this side's a bit uneven now to that. Let's just do one more. And I'm going to stamp that off as well because I don't want it too dark. That's it. Okay, I'm happy. So move that out of the way. I won't need that again. Move that and that. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start putting my card together. and I'm going to use Tombow for this. You can use whatever your preferred method is, snail or fast fuse or tear and tape. I'll be sorry to see Lost Lagoon go. I really like this colour. Well, I've become quite fond of their Hello Honey as well over the last couple of weeks since I've been working with it. I'm going to use Tombow for this top layer. Right, that's good. So now I need to decide how I'm going to do these so that I know where to stamp my sentiment. Okay, so they'll all be around there somewhere. But if I move that, it's a bit clearer to see. Okay. So very roughly, that'll be like that. Now the sentiment that I'm using is from Birthday Blossoms. And I'm using this one, Have a Beautiful Birthday. And I've already set my Stamp-A-Majig up so that I can get it straight. Right, so with my flowers sitting like that, it gives me an idea of where I would like my sentiment to go. And I think probably about there. So to give you an idea, this is about, that's about an inch up from the bottom, and on that one it was a fraction over an inch, so they're about the same. Right, so I just need to try and get this straight. I'll get it down in front of me for a moment so that I can see. Try and get it centred across the page, and I think that looks straight. Right, okay, let's go for it. Right, so I need my Stamp-A-Majig to be there, my stamp and Mossy Meadow ink. Right. No wiggling, just nice firm press. There we go. I think that looks alright with the stamping at the back. Yes, I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's put our flower together now, our flowers together. And I have my little silicone mat here because I'm going to use my 2/8 glue pen for the leaves. So what I like to do is just lay these down to see my positioning. And all I know is I don't want to have one flower there and two level here. I want them to be offset somehow, which is going to be a lot easier now that I've got this higher bit stamped. So if I could do that something like that without covering up my... Now that's what I like. So going to be doing that one like that, up there. Okay, that's more or less how they're going to go. So first of all, this one. This is called a two-way glue pen because if you paint glue on like this and leave it to dry, it dries tacky, like the tacky that you get on post-it notes, so it's removable. So obviously you can't hang around too much as you're putting this glue on if you're wanting it to actually stick and hold. Now that one was going to be up there, so let's do that one next. There we go. So that one's good. I'm going to put one, and then one down. So this one needs to go about there. Okay, so just memorise where you're putting that. Oops. I should have been gluing that on a different part of my mat there. That's just been sticking onto where I've been gluing previously. Right, okay, got a little bit of hairy bit there. Right, so that's those. I'm going to put my flowers on using dimensionals. So I'll give them a good fold up there. So get that little part of the flower up as well. And then this one. Again, get the flowers all nicely folded. It's got to come a bit, isn't it? Okay. Get those ones up. And then the last one. There we go. Yeah, nearly straight, but not quite. So that I'm a lot happier with. Now the last bit is these little strips here. What I'm going to do is just pop them across there. Now I think this looks a lot more balanced than that one does. So I'm going to have to try and get this stamping done there. Right, now do I need 2 or 3? I hummed and hawed about this quite a lot when I was doing the yellow one. I think the 3 may be too much. I know what I'll do. I'll put 2 on starting from the bottom, and then I'll see what I think from there. I just think that putting these little strips on is just something a little bit different, and I think it's those little things that are a bit different that make your cards stand out, because you know you realise that you're looking at something just a bit different. And oh, here it is. Okay, so that's one. Let me just lift that up to make sure it looks straight. Okay, do we need a third one? I quite like it, but I'm not going to put it on, the reason being I can always come back later to do that one if I want to, but I can't take it off if I change my mind, so that's going to stay like that. So there we go, that's today's card. Hope you like it. Haven't given any pearls or anything. This one, these I've used, I think it's called, it's My Party Enamel Dots. They're not Hello Honey, I don't think. I think they're Daffodil Delight, but I thought the colour goes pretty well with that. So I don't have anything in this colour, so what I'm going to use are our metal rimmed pearls. And these have little bits of adhesive on the back, so they are self-adhesive. You have to remove that. But, oh, what have I done? I thought I'd split that. I thought I'd left some of the paper behind. I was expecting to see just a clear dot. See how long ago it was since I last used these. There we go. That's nice because the silver rim ties in nicely with the smoky slate ink that I've used stamping the background. I have to say, when I first saw the timeless texture, what's it called? Timeless Textures. When I first saw the stamp set, I thought I wouldn't be buying that because I just thought it was another gorgeous grunge. But when I saw all the amazing amazing cards that people have been making with it, I thought I've got to get that. And so far so good. I'm really pleased with it. Right, come on, off you come. There we go. So I hope you liked today's card. I'm going to show you another card which I did first, and then I gradually went down to this one. I did the stamping around the outside, but then I put a layer on it in the middle. And I like this. Put the little bit of DSP across here, really like it. But I think it would look better without this. That, I think, is just a bit too much. Be interesting to hear your thoughts on that. But I definitely prefer it like this, and I definitely prefer this one. I really like how I've stamped all over. So your feedback will be appreciated as always. Many thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, please ask me. As you know, I am always very happy to help. If you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here, please click on the 24/7 link that's in the box below, and that'll take you straight to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. And finally, I will be putting all the measurements and the product numbers on the screen, but if you can't see them on the device that you're watching the video on, you'll be able to see them in the box down below. So whichever way, all the details will be with my video. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.